Okay, we've just finished our first session today here in Clark County, Nevada, for at the National Association of Counties, NACO's conference. Randy Miluchnik is our chairman of our committee, and we had talked about our platforms from NACO and also our policy changes that we're looking at. We also then had all our subcommittees talking, and we learned a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about highways here. We're definitely surrounded by some county engineers, several of them from Illinois. And just wanted to maybe ship it off to my good friend Dan Federle from Wisconsin, talk maybe about a little bit of things that are happening in Washington and here on transportation and highway issues.
Well, as we all know, transportation is one of the topics that takes a front and center stage in terms of national debate right now. What we're trying to do is assist that debate as best we can and bring some positive energy, some positive elements to county transportation. A lot of people don't realize, but Washington is really as close as you want it to be. And NACO has a long history of supporting county initiatives that help counties back in each individual state. So a lot of folks who are not aware of the process or not aware of national politics at that intimate level, NACO is a good place for them to begin to learn that, to understand how it works, what they need to do, and frankly get their own initiatives forwarded at NACO, which we're seeing today in many of the resolutions, many of the policy and platform changes, many of the things we discussed are county issues that have been brought to the national level.
Just like it's important at the state level for all the counties in Illinois to join together with ISACO, it's important across the nation for everybody to join together and all the counties to be together. And we have 3,000 counties across the United States, and 2,400 of them are now members of NACO. It's the largest we've ever had. To my right is John Yonan from Cook County. John, do you have anything to add?
Absolutely. So, and I appreciate, again, this opportunity. As the second largest county in the country, what I really appreciate about the legislative session earlier today was the discussions on the issues, whether it's, urban or rural, they still are very much, relevant to the things that we discuss and very much in unison. We really appreciate USDOT being here today, tackling topics like innovation, and really appreciate your question about how the direct funding to local agencies could be an innovative approach that we can take, and their honesty about how the challenges that are out there, we have to stay unified. And that's again what I appreciate about being one of the larger counties, is that our rural partners and us are real lockstep with the things that need to be addressed in public infrastructure in this country. So thank you again for letting me be a part of today's discussion. And Jim, thank you for your leadership.
And again, NACO has a close relationship with NACE, National Association of County Engineers. We have several engineers with us today, including one of our own from Champaign County. Jeff, do you want to say something?
Sure. It's the North Central Regional Vice President of NACE. We really embrace the relationship that we have with NACO. It's grown a lot stronger since we hired Kevin Stone as our new executive director. We have probably 30 county engineers in the room today. We have a number of county engineers that are actually part of the steering committee, as well as some of the chairmen of the different committees and vice chairmen of the committee. So this is not only an organization that's made up of people who are voted in, but also people who are down in the trenches every day doing the work for all the people in all the counties.
And I'm very proud that Illinois is actually one of the few states that is actually a 100% state for county engineers being members of NACE. And I can't wait for the day that we have 100% all the counties who are members of ISACO. Randy, you've chaired this committee now for a year, and you have one more year to go. Anything that you want to add from the perspective of legislation in Washington?
What I really like is having the county engineers right here with us, working together as a partner, because that's when we take our message to Washington. There's these questions. We have them in the room. We can get these questions answered. And I love having my engineers along with me when we go to USDOT, or when we're talking to our delegations, our different congressional delegations. And what I think is really what I like about this committee and like about NACO the most is that it really promotes working with all our partners. So we've got our engineers who are right front line with us on our, if you will, battle for funding and for innovation and a good transportation plan for our country, and a safe transportation plan. But we also got to build stronger relationships always with our state and federal partners, and I like that we all work together to do that. So.
Well, thank you all for being here today. We'll maybe have another podcast a little bit later from the second half of the meeting, which will start in about an hour and a half. So thank you all for coming today.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.